Where's your line in the sand? It's one I think about a lot because, well, let's be real here. The majority of what I teach and what I do is about change. Yeah, we want to talk about predominantly that being health and fitness, but how that cascades into every single area of your life. But at what point do you draw that line and go, enough is enough? Now is my moment. Now is the point, well, where I have to change, where I cannot continue on the way that I was. I cannot continue doing things that I have been doing. At what point do you go, now I need to make different life choices. Now I need to be a different man. And how long are you going to continue to fight and argue and get upset about the life that you have, and defend the life that you have? So, for obvious reasons, considering the type of things I talk about, I get backlash, And I get comments, and especially when I talk about being fit as a father being a requirement, which, thanks to the recent lot of it, I'm doubling down on this. I am going to keep pushing this because I cannot think of anything that is more important than being a strong, fit, healthy example for your children. But nonetheless, I get comments on my videos of, what a stupid mindset, how fucking ridiculous. Oh, how about you go home, you little child? Who the fuck are you to give advice? And initially, these ones really got to me. They really did. They really upset me. And I'm like, all I'm trying to do is help people. I'm trying to lead by example. And most of what I'm doing is literally just sharing my story, sharing the lessons that I'm learning as I go through this journey. Because I've been on the other side. I've been at the point where I had to draw a line in the sand and go, I do not want to be this version of me anymore. I cannot continue down this path as that version of me. And I had to draw that hard line in the sand. And as I've said before, what was worse for me was the amount of wake-up calls I had to ignore before I finally was like, nope, this is the point. This is the line. This and no further. This is the point where I'll die. This is the point where I will risk it all because I have to be better for my kids. I have to be better, do better, live better for them. I cannot continue to, choose this sedation. Choose the easy way out. I have to step up. I have to elevate, and I have to become the greatest version of myself. And as I said, I cop a lot of these comments. And every time now, I've gotten a little bit thicker skin, thankfully, it just makes me laugh at people. And I know that sounds horrible, but it's true. It just makes me fucking laugh at how soft and meek and pathetic some of the people who are out there are. Because, my comments and my thoughts on this trigger you so much that you got to go comment on some random dude's video and exploit how stupid he is and all this kind of stuff. Don't like it? Scroll on. No skin off my fucking nose. But on the flip side of this, I get comments of, hey man, I'm in the peak of depression and this helped. Hey man, you're absolutely right. This is the starting point and I'm going to make a change. Hey man, this spoke to me and I was feeling suicidal. These are the kinds of things. Because it isn't for the knob jockey who wants to tell me how fucking wrong I am and how right his life choices are and how the fact that he's fat and overweight and doesn't exercise, but it has nothing to do with being a father. and his way is right. Cool, man. You do you. I know for a fact, based on my experience and watching the world, how important health and fitness is to everybody's life, but especially as a father. You know, I've only been doing this for, I had my gym for a decade, well over a decade actually. I've been doing this my entire adult life. I have seen all of the things that matter on this and how much of an impact it makes. But if you want to be fat and out of shape, you do you, boo. But for the guys that this message reaches, for the guys that this speaks to, that is why I do it. Because this might be the catalyst moment that they've been having those thought processes and been going round and round and round in their head. And this might just be that moment that catalyzes them into, oh shit, that's enough. Enough is enough. And I need to do better. I need to be better. And snap you out of it. And if it's just a couple of guys who this message speaks to, and all the knobs who want to tell me how wrong I am, well, I can suck it. Because this message reaching those people, that line in the sand moment for them, is worth it all. So as I said, I had a depressingly large amount of moments where I should have woken up. And hell, I knew I did. Hell, I knew I needed to. I was like, oh, this is unacceptable. I cannot continue to live like this. I need to be better, do better, live better. But it wasn't enough to actually draw the line in the sand. It was just, mental masturbation. I was like, oh yes, I will do better. Here I am. Yay me. But it took serious things. Like, ending up in hospital for 5 days with a heart condition. Witnessing my daughter's first birthday. Witnessing my son being born and essentially being a single parent for 6 months while my wife was in and out of hospital with him for 6 months straight. These moments that were horrendous, that really caught me off guard, and I'm thankful for them. Like, we look back at it and people are like, oh, how can you be thankful for that? And I was like, because it brought me here. Because it pushed me forward enough to have to wake the fuck up. Pushed me forward enough to be like, well, I can't continue down this path. I can't continue being this man. I can't continue this way. My children deserve better. My wife deserves better. All those who love and adore me deserve better. Those people I serve deserve better. And who am I to continue to deny them by, my selfish indulgences? This is one of those ones that everybody arcs up on, but it's fucking true. You not being in the greatest shape possible, you not doing the work necessary to be the greatest version of you, and again, I will state it in case people thought I misspoke, you being in great shape is a definitive requirement of being the greatest version of you. There are no ifs and buts about this. It requires you stop being selfish and choosing sedation. To stop being selfish and choosing junk food, alcohol, drugs, even TV and doom scrolling. These kinds of things. No, you have to step up. You have to draw the line in the sand and go, I will not continue to hide from the world, hide from my life, hide from the things that I am ashamed of. I will take the uncomfortable actions, but the necessary actions to be the greatest version of me. I will do what is required. It's like that old one. Suffering is non-negotiable. How and when is up to you. And most people think that they're so pious and so well versed in the world that they will just not deal with it now. Your pain and suffering is coming. Whether it's the life you don't want to live, whether it's disease, whether it's things that you don't enjoy, whether it's looking back with regret on all the things that you should have done. But there is pain and suffering coming at some point. Or you could choose the pain and suffering of doing the work now, of delaying your gratification to later, of being a fucking adult and choosing to do the adult things, to do the work, to pay the price, to invest in yourself, to do these things so that you can be the greatest version of yourself. These are the things that will define us. And even within that, I don't fully agree that suffering is a requirement. Effort and work and paying a price is a requirement. Suffering is optional. Because I don't view how we do this. I don't view the exercise, I don't view the effort, I don't view the quote-unquote sacrifices as suffering. No, they are a necessary requirement. And in fact, a one that I am willing to pay and happy to pay to have the life that I want and build the life that my children and wife deserve. Because that's on me. I think it is the height of selfishness to not do everything in your power to provide the best possible life. One of the guys who commented on one of my videos, and he's like, you must sacrifice your life, your time, and your health for your children. I was like, you nailed it 2 out of 3, my friend. 2 out of 3. Your life and your time, absolutely. You must give everything for your children. They deserve that you give absolutely everything so that they can be the greatest version of themselves. That is unfucking questionable. And look, I can't even understand parents who don't do that. I cannot understand parents who wouldn't give everything for their children, who wouldn't make their children their world and build their life around it. I just don't understand that. I really, really don't. But giving your health for them? That's a stupid fucking thing to say. Your health is your wealth. Do you think your children will be cheering if you die? If you drop dead, they'll be like, oh, daddy sacrificed so much for us. Yay, daddy. No. They'll be fucking sad. And it will forever affect their life because you weren't there. No. Your health is a non-negotiable priority. It is one that must be looked after. It is one that you must invest in. Time, money, effort into your health because it's your wealth. And it's the thing that allows you to do everything else. It gives you the energy, the focus, the drive, the capacity to lead your best life in every other area. So why wouldn't you ensure that you do everything to make sure it's at its best? And this is the difference. Too many people want to say that they're great parents because, well, they're there. And I will grant you this, that's better than being completely absent. But just being in the room doesn't mean that you've achieved good being a great father. The next step is being present. But then the next step is the ability to not only lead by example, but to do all those things. I want my kids to grow up thinking that health and fitness and exercise is just normal. That there is no questions about it. There isn't something that they have to overcome as they get older. It isn't something, a skill or a discipline that they have to develop as they age. No, it is just a part of who they are. And on the other side of it, while they're young, that you can participate with them. You can do the things that you want. Then you can run, jump, climb, do anything they want. Lift them, throw them, carry them. As they get into sports, play the sports with them, do the things with them. Not just be physically present, but be able to play all out and do the things with them as they want and need. Yes, You need to draw a line in the sand. Yes, you need to be fit and healthy to be the greatest version of you. These are non-negotiables. These are just part and parcel of being a great father. And I can promise you that no father who is in great shape has ever regretted doing so. Only those who are too afraid to do the work will criticize you for being in great shape. So my question becomes, my friend, at what point are you going to draw your line in the sand and go, enough is enough, and I am ready to step forward into the greatest version of me? If you're ready for that, if you're ready to step the fuck up and do what is necessary, well, you know where to find me. Until then.